down the road and talk to yourself. You gotta be willing to get in the car and preach to yourself. And I
begin to talk to herself. If you're going to get delivered, you got to be able to talk to yourself. You got to be willing to walk down the road and talk to yourself. You got to be willing to get in your car and preach to yourself.
I don't care if you have no robe to preach, no briefcase to preach, no credentials to preach. When you're going through hell and high water, you gotta talk to yourself.
I don't care if you don't have no license to preach, no robe to preach, no credentials to preach, no briefcase to preach. When you come through hell and high water, you got to talk to yourself.
In my royal scroll this week, white preachers stealing. Let's just call it what it is. Stealing from black people. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so that's what we're talking about this week. We're talking about white people stealing shit from
The
black people in history and in the present. Sips. Hey guys!
Hello, people. Welcome to the
Queenagers. Won't be so demure, I don't know.
Hello, everybody. I am Nana Evans. My friends call me Nans.
And I'm Sherona, and my friends call me Shay. Just so you know. Every week.
Just so you know.
Yeah.
Every week we will tell you our names until you know them.
So listen, we've got requests for certain, theme tunes. So
Yes.
we're going to repeat this one, and hopefully this one will stick. You ready for the hands?
I am ready. Yeah.
1, 2, 3, and Queenagers, the 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 Queenagers.
And with us today, we also have our producer, Neodate. Me, Odate, our producer.
Me, Odate, our producer.
One.
Why are you trying to do sexy voice?
He tried to give us baritone.
I'm not trying. This is how I speak.
Oh, Lord. Okay.
Voice to members.
Exactly. How has everybody's week been?
How's yours been?
I've had a good week. You know what? It's been getting back to normal, as in this is going to be my new normal for 2025. There's a lot of content. So the aunties, we came back and saw Angie Lamar. I did tell her that I'm doing a podcast with you. And she was like, oh, she's right now. I love her.
She's the best.
She's lovely.
Auntie, no. To me, you're just Angie, right? I love you so much. Amazing woman. And she actually gave me employment when I needed it. Thank you. But no, she's a lovely woman.
So
funny.
Yes.
Caring.
Hilarious and very caring. Yeah. No, that was lovely. So, and then we've been going live. We did our live on Friday.
Mm-hmm.
We have been reviewing Love Island. You watching Love Island also?
You know.
I know you're not. I know.
I like A Love Is Blind.
Oh, okay. All right, that's cool. So when that comes back, we can wax about that. Yeah. We've been doing that in the evenings, doing commentary while we're watching it, and then when it finishes, I edit it and upload it. So it's trying to get into the pattern of every day making content.
How is that going for you at the moment?
It's all right.
Yeah,
I'm okay. Yeah, and I want my cells to be like, this is what you do.
Good.
And then the universe to be like, this is what you do. And then the universe rewards the work that you do. And then I start getting paid. Let's make that happen this year.
It happens all the time like that. I think it's always when you don't expect it that it comes from out of nowhere. You're just minding your own business, doing what you're doing. I think when I was first sort of doing music in 2018, I hadn't done it for years. Yeah. I'd gone to Barbados and all I did is sing karaoke. And then I had my daughter, and then I came back to Barbados, and I remember sitting there going, you know what, I should go back to doing music again and singing and stuff like that. And I think even within that week, I got 3 producers just send me a message. And then it was I kept doing the music, and it was hard at first, and I was doing it all independently because I wanted to. I got the call to do Already Know You. And then 2 years later, Already Know You went out and loads of people streamed it, and literally that's how it works.
That's the one with the million.
Yeah. You just never know.
For real.
You never know.
How has your week been?
It's been lovely, actually. I went back to work. I'm working at Guildhall University.
Yeah.
Just call me Professor. Professor Shay. Professor Shay's on the pulpit to speak. Professor Shay. But yeah, no, I went back to work. I actually started earlier than the actual term. So we was in the booths and singing and stuff like that. And I was like, yeah, I remember why I did this. I'm glad that I'm doing this job. And then I kind of had a bit of a self-care week, you know. I just kind of really took it slow. I didn't go gym like mad or anything, and I actually just...
I need to get into this gym thing.
Yeah, I can't.
Did you actually sign up?
Yes.
When did you sign up?
A month ago.
Mate, have you been?
No.
What, not even once?
Months. I'm just giving them money.
Do you know what, though? This month, I would say I have given them money because of Christmas and everything. So that is the time to give them money.
This week, I'm going. It's starting now.
I'm actively staying away for this month.
You're not going in there?
Yeah.
Did you put a pause on it?
I haven't got a pause on it, but I'm just not going this month. I'll start going in February because it's just like I don't like January in gyms.
Let's get it.
So what are we talking about today, girl?
Okay, so in my royal scroll this week, content creator Kev on Stage, I love him. He put me on to what can we call this? White preachers stealing. Let's just call it what it is. And then I started to see this being shared. So this, I need your thoughts on. We got to discuss this because white people love doing and stealing from black people. That's what I'm saying.
Okay, so that's what we're talking about this week. We're talking about white people stealing shit from
The
black people in history and in the present. Sips alcohol.
If you want to get delivered, you got to talk to yourself. You got to be willing to walk down the road and talk to yourself. You got to be willing to get in the car and preach to yourself. And I don't care if you have no robe to preach, no briefcase to preach, no credentials to preach. When you're going through hell and high water, you got to talk to yourself.
When you come through hell and high water, you got to talk to yourself.
Just was like
closer to his return, and the closer we get to him, the faster things are going to happen, the faster the healings, the faster the deliverance,
I came to tell you there's the life of God getting ready to come hit a hungry heart. Get up, it's not over. You are a resurrection baby. You are a resurrection baby.
then she ended up doing this.
For angels have even been dispatched from Africa right now.
African angels didn't come help her.
It's what you say to yourself that gets you delivered. If you say you won't make it, then you won't make it. If you say you won't get healed, then you won't get healed. And if you say I'm broke, well then honey, you're gonna stay broke. Oh, but I came to serve notice to the devil. The Bible said the power of life and death is in your tongue. Slap somebody and say you gotta preach to yourself.
She said, slap somebody, you're gonna preach to yourself.
But the thing for me, right, is that, look, when I first saw this morning, right, and we actually saw it at the same time, didn't we? We saw it around the same time. So I was just like, where in the book was it okay to plagiarize preaching sermons? Like, that's actually wild. We're talking about T.D. Jakes.
Yep.
Who is renowned for doing like great, massive, like epic scale pastor services and church services. And he's probably been quoted maybe more meme-wise, you know, just sort of like the written sort of like poster that you say.
Like, have you ever been swallowed?
Yeah.
Swallowed up. Have you ever been swallowed up? Have you gone through a time of swallowing where everything was overwhelming and
But yeah, I think the thing for me was that it's not just that they're like doing it, because that's an audacity in itself. It's the actual tone and the way they're using their voice to copy him exactly down to the T.
Yes.
And that particular one is the worst because she's like literally she's gone word for word every single thing.
It's his whole sermon. It is 20 years old, so maybe she thought nobody's gonna know.
Wait,
It's
it's a 20-year-old sermon.
It's a 20-year-old sermon. That sermon, and so obviously because it's on her page. That's the audacity of this chick,
And she's still got it on there.
It's on her page. She knows that this is going viral. That people know you stole a whole black man's sermon, and she doesn't care. She is literally like. The caption is like, Father God went through me, like, thank you, Papa, like something like that.
Oh, she talking like as if to say TD Jakes died and gave her.
You stole
like, gave her the spirit, like,
No.
take my spirit.
You're a thief.
Is there not an argument?
Mm-hmm.
So preachers, pastors, whatever, they say that they are merely a vessel of the Lord. Yeah. So if you're a vessel, the message is coming from God.
Right.
Yeah. And so all these different pastors are all different vessels, but it's God. It's one God preaching the one message. So
The thing is,
she can be like, "This is a message from God." It just so happens that 20 years ago he gave the exact same message to TJ.
do you know what? I actually thought this process through, right? Because I thought about, like, you know, where I'd come from if I was looking at it from a non-biased perspective of being a black female. And a black female that's actually been in church and been into the church at some point, right? And then I thought, you know, well, the word is from the book, right? And the book is often reiterated and there's parts of it that are going to sound very similar. My thing is this, it's not the word. I'm telling you, the word, if she had said it in her own voice, we would never have known. We would have been none
I think
the wiser.
that's exactly it. It's the caricature of his sermons. That's him. He hasn't seen somebody else, like another man that's Mr. Smith, and he's like, I am copying this man. That's T.G. Jake's style. It has been his style. You've now watched him, and it took even how she does things. You know, if you don't think the money's gonna be in your pocket,
Honey, you gonna be broke.
He does all of that.
Like that.
Slap your neighbour. He does all of that. It's like you've literally copied him in a white woman's body. You're doing a black man's, and but they still, and I don't. Is there?
Well, that's where the bigger issue is like number one, like, again, so if you took the words and said it in your style, okay, but
You're
it's
still
taken,
stealing, but it wouldn't be the total.
we don't have that added
No,
layer
no.
of the colour argument,
Yes.
you understand?
Yeah.
But you're doing it in his style. But for me, the bigger issue is this is actually a massive problem that Christianity is facing, because there are too many people who call themselves Christians who are preaching but are not upholding Christian values, because the fact is you stole somebody's sermon.
That
child
and
is
you're
true. That shall not
and
steal.
you're not even ashamed.
And she's
And
not
this
crediting
is-
him.
And you she didn't on that post where the whole thing is there. Well, it's not the whole, because I think she was actually on for like half an hour. Yeah. But the clip, it's a full clip, so she says more of his sermon. She doesn't say original words T.D. Jakes.
No. She doesn't even say in the words of
T.D. Jakes. She is going. There is other footage of her rehearsing this sermon to somebody else, filming her being like, "Oh my God, oh my God, you're so touched. Oh, this is anointed." Bro, she's actually an actress.
she's getting paid.
And when you go and speak in that church where you have the black woman being like, oh my God, like she is so touched. Are you giving some of that money to T.D. Jakes?
No.
That's the problem. That's the thing.
She already
it's the
thinks
sheer
he's rich
theft.
enough. Yeah.
And all of the other people that Kevin showed as well, cosplaying as black folks in how they're talking.
I mean, the one that was doing the tongues. The one that
Billy,
was
Billy,
doing.
Billy.
Are you taking the mic?
And they're going to come from, the angels are coming from Africa now.
Yeah.
People take the
audacity.
piss, sir. Because then in another breath, your same kinfolk will be talking like, oh, black people don't know how to talk. You don't know how to speak English properly. But look at you guys all there. And then the wailing man. What was you doing? Why was you screaming?
He forgot the words. He forgot the words, I swear. I don't know how close that is. I've got to see whether TD Jakes does one where he does that. But I reckon he forgot it, and then he realised. Screaming, you know.
Some African American preacher does that. And I think I'm not down with these people stealing, because you already stole folks and took them to the land that you stole from other people, and you keep on stealing. I think we need to have a conversation about the propensity to steal.
I think it's definitely something that I've been looking at. I think ever since we did the Girls Aloud one with the cultural appropriation in our last episode.
Yeah.
For some reason, it's almost like, you know, the algorithms.
Yeah. It started serving it up to us.
All of a sudden, I just started getting, and not just what I started seeing, but people started sending me stuff where people was doing these things in this way. So I was just like, what's really good? Because at this point now, it's like there is the tone of appreciation of a culture and appreciation of style. And even just like wanting to emulate, looking at people like icons and wanting to emulate it, like what people used to do with Michael Jackson. You know how many Michael Jackson impressionists there are across the world. If you're very impressionable and influential, you should have people wanting to be like you, right? That's like what it's all about, isn't it? Because that's like how that person becomes famous. The problem for me isn't this now, it's the other side, which is when content creators take other people's stuff and make more from it than those people who originally did it. And that's been happening on TikTok for the longest time. There was a whole sort of documentary about it at one point with one particular white lady who had taken this black girl's dance routines. And she was going viral. Yeah. And she was getting paid off TikTok. And she did not credit that girl at all, who was like struggling for the same kind of views. To me, that's the disrespect. And so if across the board, everyone's just pinching all the time, and yet the ones who start it don't make enough money from it or are not getting anything out of it, that's always going to be my problem and my issue. It's
a big problem. Tony Tone, actually just this week, I saw she does quotes and stuff. She has a book. And she had a quote that she tweeted and put on Threads. It's literally like, simple quote. A white woman now, she's on TikTok. You know, one of those where they look off into the distance, like, and the music is playing and the writing is there. Her quote is on there. It was almost 1 million views. That's money. You basically, there's no by Tony Tone, like there's nothing. It's literally like, I wrote this as I was pensively, and she was like, she keeps on stealing from her. So she's
just actually going.
So you're just going around looking, and you're like, oh, that's got traction, that works, and then you put it as text on your little videos with your aesthetically pleasing face at this moment in time, and making money. That's the thing. That's theft.
Can't knock the hustle.
No, it's theft. Keep on stealing.
Outright stealing. I think that sounds disgusting, though, Nan. Thinking about it now, actually. So yeah.
It's I just wanted to. There was a comment that was placed on the Girls Aloud video.
Okay.
And it kind of just for us
summarizes it.
Yes. Hang on, where is it? So it was Aaron Gonzalez. He was asking, and he said, "She'd be cool. What if they did an amazing job? Would it still be considered appropriating? But you know, is it? Even if the job is done really well, is that still like appropriating, or does it go into appreciation?"
That's a really good question.
Well, I also thought about this as well before we even started talking about this, even with the Girls Aloud one, and I thought about, you know, where do I lie when it comes to appreciating white, you know, content creators or creators, full stop, who are influenced by black culture. There are loads of people who are influenced by like different things. You look at Quentin Tarantino, I think one of the things he said is nothing is original. And I believe that is very much true even for ourselves as creators, as black creators, that some of the stuff we think we started, we sometimes have taken it from something that's been influential to us, right? So if that's the case, then if it's done well, I've always said this anyway, if it's done well, I won't care what colour you are. Honestly, it's like, if I like Bruno Mars, because he's got a soulful voice, I'm not going to be mad if he does a New Jack Swing album, because I'm going to probably buy it. Or I think about when, not so much Justin Timberlake, let's think about somebody who, from sort of like back in the 80s, there's quite a few artists that came out in the 80s and that my mum would regularly buy, and they were like Blue Eyed Soul or, you know, I don't have a problem with that. If you're a good singer or a good creator, a good singer or a good performer or a dancer or whatever, I don't think I'm ever going to be mad at that.
I think it's doing it well, but doing it in your own way. You can be influenced, you can appreciate, but you have to have some authenticity to it in your own style. You can't cosplay as a black person because it doesn't work. I think there's always something missing, really. That takes us quite nicely into our then and now section as well. Like, the question really is, I think white people, when we were kids, could really sing. There was something, there was a movement, and they were doing their own thing.
That's right.
Compared to now, I don't see it in the same way. I want to do there's a compilation that we put together. I want to hear you guys' thoughts on this. Do we have it right? Is it that somehow 20, 30, 40 years ago, white people seem to have the right mixture and they were doing their thing?
Yeah, the right amount of soul.
Yes.
That's what we're going to call it.
The right amount of soul.
But I'm gonna find it, find a choice.
I keep forgetting we're not in love anymore. I keep forgetting things will never be the same again. I keep forgetting how you made it so clear. I keep forgetting, darling. Every time I live, every time I see your smile. I guess you wonder where I've been. I searched to find the love within. I came back to let you know, got a thing for you, and I can't let go. My friends wonder what is wrong with me. Well, I'm in a daze from your love, you see. Right time when you'll need someone, I will be by your side. I take my chances before they pass.
All of those people, they did their thing. And there was a movement at that time where they would do what would be classed as black music, but I just feel like sometimes they kind of sounded black, but still you could hear them. Like, they weren't cosplaying.
I mean,
compared to now, I don't see the same. I mean, there isn't even that many white soul singers out here now.
Alright, but my point is, though, now you've got the likes of Robin Thicke and Justin Timberlake, and I don't think you can, like, they're decent.
Robin Thicke is actually one of my favourite ones, yeah?
I think Robin
Thicke still then, like 20 years.
Yeah, it's not now.
You know what?
Even Justin.
In fact, he came out 20 years ago, and then later, I think 2000.
God damn, I'm old.
Just think of somebody now. The only person I could think of now, and we differed on it, all I could say was Sam Smith.
Right.
And Adele.
And that's
Adele, not Sam Smith.
So we go down to one, because we agreed on Adele, but we differed on Sam Smith.
Adele.
Who was that chick? Jessie. I want to say Jessie James.
Jessie J.
Jessie J. She can sing.
Oh, mate.
No, Jessie J can sing. Come on, don't be a hater.
You know what it is with Jessie J?
All that business.
It's the over-singing.
Don't be a hater.
It's the over-sing. Because I would put Jessie J in the same cosplaying bag. It was too. It was
It
too
got
much.
too much
I wanted
at one point.
the only other person, and still, even Amy is still a bit of a Ven.
Yeah.
It is being able to sing soulfully, but and then you turn it to yours, like you are
Yeah,
the one, and you're
yeah.
not cosplaying. It felt the same for me with Jessie J.
Jessie J came out on YouTube and did really well because she could sing, and you could hear that she was influenced by a lot of R&B music. And then she did that Mandem, whatever tune it is, Do It Like a Brother.
Oh, do it like a brother.
And that,
Do It Like a
that
Dude.
was the cosplay. That was
It's just
the
unnecessary.
whole thing.
So are we saying that when they're bad, it's just cosplay?
No, I'm just saying that when it's cosplay, it's cosplay. You know what that is. That is not what she really wanted to do. I'm sure she didn't really want to be making a tune like, do it like a brother, do it like a dude, and then all in it's like.
Could you then argue
like
that Justin Timberlake was cosplay because a lot of his mannerisms were like black man mannerisms?
No, he's very white.
You think so?
No,
I don't
very
think so.
white.
Definitely. Justin
He
wasn't.
does
He wasn't
Vanilla
still
Ice dancing.
He's
and
cosplay.
stuff. He's cosplay.
Definitely.
I wouldn't put Eminem in cosplay either. He just reminds me of little white dude.
I just never liked Eminem.
Yeah.
Never
But,
really.
but you
he
can
did
tell
white stuff.
he's white.
This is
though.
it's when they are like, I have to act black because I'm doing black music. And it's like, no, you can do soulful music and still be you. And then that's when it's done well. So to answer your question, yes, when it's done bad and it's not authentic to who you are, it is appropriating and it is cosplaying.
And I think, we look at those artists that we're talking about. Some of those people actually, I've bought their albums, I have their singles, I still follow them now. Like I'm a huge Lisa Stansfield.
I loved her.
And I love her. Anyone can go on my thing. I don't think I've got it on there actually. I've got one video where I'm dancing to Lisa Stansfield, and I'm like, if you don't know this tune, then how can we be friends?
She had a voice.
Like, I loved that woman, and I grew up listening to voices like that. And then Michael McDonald, my mum used to play Yama Be There with James Ingram, and she used to play What a Fool Believes religiously in the house. And Darryl Hall and John Oates. Hall and Oates.
Yeah.
Like, there's a lot.
There was a moment in time.
We had like Spandau Ballet with the soulful vocals. We had some tunes, and especially in the 80s in the UK.
Oh, it was brilliant.
I'd even say like Man Like Boy George.
Definitely UK. Actually, you know what? Like
George Michael,
Boy George, Culture Club, like. There were some tunes. There was actually a movement of music
Sting.
that was really about music. And yes, they took on definitely black sounds, but they weren't cosplaying as black.
I'll tell you,
they were doing their thing. And, in some people could say that maybe wrong to do as well. There is still parts to actually a soulful white person taking black music from a songwriter. And maybe the songwriter not being credited and paid properly, and a black person doing the same song not being sold, and marketed in the same way. There is that, definitely. But in the appreciation of what they're putting out, I would prefer you're being authentic to yourself.
Yeah.
Really.
I mean, like, you've got the Bobby Caldwell tune, What You Won't Do for Love, and he was actually put out there as... with an anonymity, I can't speak properly. Anonymity, because he sounded black, but he looked very, very, very country and Western white. And they didn't want anyone to kind of be like, he's a white guy, why are we buying into this? Because the black culture, people in the black culture really loved that song when they first heard it. And they didn't want to kind of scare away those people that would buy into him. And so they didn't kind of put a face to it for a long time. And so you have to understand that it's deeper than, people just who make that music, who have done it, that are good, are just cosplaying, like those people who do it badly. It's literally about the art versus the idea of black culture. That's the problem. Like, to me, if it's just your art, you'll see that, because you won't care what colour they are. And I think that's why I liked people like Michael McDonald, because Michael McDonald does not come across as a man who's singing soulfully and doing and he's not doing the stuff that makes him look like he's trying to be something. He's just being Michael McDonald. And if you look at their album, I think that album with What a Fool Believes it looks like a country and western band. Like they're not trying to be anybody but themselves.
I think a little bit more of that, less marketing.
Yeah.
For
just be who you are.
Just be who you are and less marketing. That's really what we need. And yeah, Blue Eyed Soul. If you don't know about it, get to know, because it's actually like quite an interesting genre, and also quite a lot of early 80s pop is great as well.
And rock.
Yeah.
Soft rock.
Get into
I just thought about Northern Soul.
Yeah.
Yeah, Northern Soul's cool.
Oh, you know I loved Simply Red.
Yeah, oh God. Listen, Holding Back the Years is one of them tunes. You know, when you hear it, and every time you hear it from the beginning, it's giving me goosebumps right now.
Yeah.
We had so much
there
good
was such
music.
a good lot of you guys.
Like the then and now is that then white people know how to make soul music.
Now we don't know.
Now we don't know what they're doing. Please don't ever say Sam Smith again. Sorry. Sorry. Sorry, Mum. Really likes his first tune.
I quite like his stuff from time to time. Okay. Right. We have a few more bits from your selection, so let's get to Sherona's Nonsense.
Sherona's Nonsense. Ba-da-ba-ba.
Okay. Right. We have a few more bits from your selection, so let's get to Sherona's Nonsense.
Sherona's Nonsense. Ba-da-ba-ba. Boy, the internet was giving me some nonsense this week, boy. Yes, it was.
Nah. I drag your weave at a ca. She been screaming for a mama. Your mother vexed cause you don't like to talk. All you do is talk like blah. If I roll up in the girl all I might do, I might like. She gonna bite like a Megatron. So you better have your cannonball full of kryptonite. I'll bite hard. So get ready for the scar, I eat that, Little bitch, when I switch, I will leave you in the ditch. I don't pitch, I leave you with a kiss, so you don't have to miss me. Little bitch, come high, bitch, I made that I risk it. Now you know you can't diss me. When my sack on your ups there, when my whiskey, Head held high, like, yeah. Now I go about my business, ta.
Wow. How'd you feel about that one?
Why she did that?
I just felt
what you know what? Listen, I think you're quite young when you meet a white woman like that, like, and you can spot them. I don't know what they see though, because I don't know. I'm looking at it as that is someone that is, you know, when they say not everything is for the internet. I feel like maybe if she felt that way about whatever song she made up, she should have just kept it without the camera rolling, because we didn't need to see it. I'm sorry. I don't feel any better in my day for seeing that today. So there you go. That's what I think. Yeah. Some things are just not for the gram and not for the net. Keep it. I like, honestly, I don't even do things like, I might sometimes be like in my bedroom thinking I'm Patra. You know what I mean? Like that. Is that what she's cosplaying?
That's what I'm saying. Is
it like she's trying to be
like Nicki Minaj, because the tone is giving me
like, blah,
when
blah,
you know,
blah.
like when Nicki does like her West Indian accent.
Yeah.
That's what it was giving me. Like, and then she's got the pink, and I'm like, it's a Nicki Minaj stroke. She likes Bashment. She listens to Bashment. That's what she does, right? Yeah. But it's definitely bedroom, like, you know, mind your own business. Like, you don't have to show that to everybody.
I mean, Producer Man Nee, is that, like, attractive?
Yes.
Yeah.
Did you say yes?
I love it.
it's appealing.
Since alcohol.
Because I feel like she's aiming for the black man market, and there's a black man in here. Like,
I don't think that I am her demographic. Let's just say that.
Who's her demographic?
I know.
Because it is a black man, though.
Oh,
yeah,
what kind of black man?
Listen, black men are not a monolith.
I swear this is going to be our thing, you know, for the rest of this year.
Black men are not a monolith.
So
there is probably another demographic of black man who may find that appealing.
Delroy and Tony.
I don't know who they are.
Okay.
They're not in my friend circle.
No.
But each to their own. There is somebody for
everybody.
For everybody. Yes.
Somebody. Okay.
Everybody.
Wow. I mean, okay, yeah, I'm ready for
Ready for
the
next
next nonsense.
Let's go.
Back, front, back. We're gonna speed this up. If you're not comfortable with popping your ass, all I want is your hands. Boom, 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 boom. But if you can, get in that shit. Come on, 4, 3, good, 2. We call it the ribbit walk. You go ribbit, 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 ribbit. Staying low, lifting and dropping that ass. If you have no space, stay in place and lift up those legs. Santa sleigh. You go Santa sleigh, bring the gifts. 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 From the top.
No shoes as well. Like, why is this all happening all at the same time?
Naughty girl fitness. Naughty girl fitness. Okay. All right. Naughty girl fitness. That is some prime cultural appropriation there. I need to see a set of black people with you in all of. They need to be getting money with you.
Thank you.
Like
that's what I thought. I thought at the background you've got like an Asian girl and you've got another white girl that's behind you, like doing it with you. Furthermore, the twerking and working out thing, there's a lot of people who are literally making money off of twerk workouts who are not black people. So it's one of those things where for us it's like, oh, you know, remember I like big butts. Okay, like remember that beginning? Why did she look like that?
Yeah.
That's what we have been dealing with.
All of
See,
it
for
is
me,
vulgar.
I don't care what you're doing, you know. I don't care, but you know when we was doing certain things and you know, gunman this and you guys think you're that and you know you shouldn't be doing this and everyone's trying to be like, oh, you know, we weren't like, you know, attractive in a certain way because of it was vulgar or it was like too much, it was too sexualized.
No.
It's not allowed.
She has 1.4 million followers. This is it. No, it's not okay. It's actually not okay. Like it's not okay. These are the things. Like for one, it weren't that long ago. None of you guys were even rating a bum.
That's all.
And now you're talking about Santa, get the gifts. Really?
Santa sleigh?
No. This is theft. This is another example of theft.
It's always going to be, the battle for me is always going to be that there have been women, black women in the past who have felt uncomfortable about it for that reason, that it was looked down on.
Yeah.
But it's okay.
Sexually inappropriate, people were being sent home from work. Like, just because you have a bum, it's like you have to wear something else. And now this girl gets to do workouts and have 1.4 million followers on what is definitely an African aesthetic and style and dance.
Get in there,
and
shit.
This is okay.
Even the way she said, you gotta really get in. Like, come on now.
Slick back hair.
And the thing is, her other videos, like, they're not as much as that. She fully knew what she was doing with that one. She fully knew what it was like, you know, today I am playing Tanisha, the twerker.
No, it's not okay. Okay. What else have you got?
You know what else I learned? Black people, Mexican people, just people of color in general, didn't masturbate in rooms with their friends when they were growing up.
What?
Isn't that fucking nuts?
Gay?
Yeah, exactly. You're just jacking off alone?
Yeah. Dude,
how do you learn?
You grow up playing sports? They tend to not play with the ass slaps. That tends to be a white man thing. Grabbing the nuts, finger up the ass. They do that when it's time to do it.
So do you think when Dominicans finally make it to like the major leagues, they just have to get used to it? Like, why is this old Italian guy smacking my ass? It was a single. Relax.
Yeah, we called it Ookie Cookie. It was just a lighthearted drinking game we used to play in college. Harmless, really. Some people called it Wet Biscuit, but our group preferred to call it Cookie. Anyways, you just get the bros together. You stand in a group in a circle around a bar stool, and you put a cookie on top, like sugar cookie, M&M cookie. It doesn't really matter, just as long as there's adequate surface area. When the leader screams go, everyone pulls it. This is the funny part. Everyone pulls out their unit and starts feverishly self-stimulating with the goal to not be the last one that finishes on the cookie, because the last person to finish is then obligated to eat the cookie in its entirety. You know, having said that out loud, all these years later, it almost sounds a little gay. But no, it was just mostly just a team building exercise.
That's not new. Like, so even when before you, the whole concept of soggy biscuit. Have you never heard of soggy biscuit?
Our faces, do we look like we've heard of soggy biscuit, mate?
Yeah. That's basically what that is. Soggy biscuit.
What's soggy biscuit then?
That they would all come on the biscuit.
So you're telling me
so it's not a skit. That's what I'm saying. It's not a skit.
The soggy biscuit
I feel like that was a
English
skit,
thing.
but soggy biscuit happened.
Well, soggy biscuit is an English thing.
Yeah.
Ookie cookie is American.
Same thing.
I think that's,
Yes, it's the
I
same
think
thing.
that is,
As
I
the
don't
guy
think it's-
said, did you see how
I don't want to
shocked
talk about this anymore.
the two brethren were when he was like, you know, black people don't do that, and they're like, what?
Masturbating with each other.
No, but that guy with the curly hair who said that. Like, so when I saw that video briefly earlier on, there's another video of him doing. So he's a skit. He's saying stuff for thing, because that's not the video that I thought he was going to play, because he said something about black women on the last one that I saw. So that's a skit.
But this seems to be a thing that white guys. Are you saying that this is not true? White men do not do this.
This is lies.
Because how are they two different people saying the same shit that they are saying black men do? So I only really know black men. I have never heard a group of black men get together and they start masturbating all together on a biscuit, in a jar. It doesn't matter.
I don't like this conversation. I don't like this conversation.
I've got to ask you, as you're the man in the room.
But this is what I'm saying. Like, I don't understand any of this.
All right, the only time I've heard, right, that black men have grouped together to do stuff is usually with a female. So
like
running
running a
a
train.
tree or running a train, right? I have never heard a group of guys sit in a room wanking to find out whether they're doing it right or wrong.
To learn. He said, how would you learn?
Pornography.
But this
I mean, I know that's not ideal, but
the other thing is that why would you say that that's just the norm?
That's how they were talking. Like, this is
well, if that's what you've been taught, then it is the norm.
Right.
Honestly, this has made me feel like really itchy. Like this is a really awful subject. I'm not even gonna lie. Like, I'm just like, in my heart, I'm just like, move on. I'm gonna keep it 100. I am like, let's move on, because this is vile.
I'm just gonna say, like, I did actually find that on Facebook. You know what Facebook is like? It's quite different to all the other. One of my friends posted it, and she was just like, "What the actual?" And I was just like, "For real, for real." Ready for the last one?
Yeah.
Last one I've got once. Okay. Nonsense.
What's good, black women? I just wanted to come on here and say I appreciate you too. And by the way, I also love hot Cheetos. All I think about every day is SZA and Martin Luther King. Do this be doing anything for your girl? If so, me want to taste your pum pum.
I apologise, because I can't see the TV. So
is that what you thought?
Yes.
That's jokes though.
Yeah.
That's
but
jokes.
That also goes back to what I was saying the other day, of like, you're just scrolling through Instagram, minding your business. You see this guy come up on your screen, and then in 2.2 seconds, you're hurled down another white man taking the piss out of black people. And I'm just like, I'm over it.
This is what it is, basically.
I'm over it.
So I'm saying that this nonsense this week was me saying, wow.
Yeah.
Wow, is this where we are?
For the content that was being shared, it was like, the algorithm was feeding us.
Seriously, it was like, Facebook, Instagram, and TikTok was conspiring after Girls Aloud Gates to send me on my way to find pure white content that was absolutely diabolical. That's how I feel. I don't care what anyone says.
Also, on a kind of conspiracy theory level, do you think that we are and that we will see more content like this with the shift to the right globally. Like America first, but globally there is a shift to the right. Maybe this is just what social media is going to become.
When you say to the right, you mean to the right wing?
Yeah.
I think that's been happening for a while anyway, and I don't think it's that. I think that's in general. I think a lot of people do have conservative views, regardless of whether they're black or white, and they don't like
Generally speaking, historically, black people have been very conservative.
very conservative, very upwardly mobile, very much like, well, I don't really want to pay them taxes to help out them poor people.
Yeah, when you start making money.
You start making money.
Right isn't what this content is, though. I think that's one thing, but this content that we've been watching it's at the edge of black content creators, and you know that you are going to get a backlash from black people when it gets to them, which drives up your numbers. So definitely as things change and there's more creators, there will be more white people that jump on if black people hate us, we get views.
Yeah.
And we're going to see more. We're going to see more of that content come along.
Yeah.
But his content, I get it. It's supposed to be funny, but it's also offensive that you're sitting there with your bonnet on, waving your legs in the air, like
that's what we do.
Like that's what black women, like
black men do.
It's like, what are you trying to say? Like, what is this? What are you trying to say? Why are you doing that offensive accent? Like, is this supposed to tickle us?
But then also we have to acknowledge the part that we play in it by featuring it.
But this is what I'm trying to say. Like today, we've literally just given about 5 of those people extra views.
Yeah.
And so I'm not saying it to be like, oh, we just want to give people extra views. I'm actually saying stop it now.
Yes, sir.
That's why we did this episode.
The Queenagers have done the hard work so that you don't have to.
This is it. You don't have to go out and give those creators views, because you can watch us and we will give you the skinny on what these creators are doing.
I mean, I can twerk for you.
So you ain't got to do the doom scroll. We do the scroll, you come and watch us, and then you're going to know what's going viral, and we can cuss them together in the comments. That's what this is about. But that was a good selection, Shay.
Yeah, I really enjoyed that one.
Pure, unadulterated nonsense. Thank you.
Hey, I got autism. I'm doing it. You got autism. Why can't you?
Yeah. Why you trying to talk on me? Throwing all this white woman. So I switched to chocolate. Dug a hole, I'm falling in. Why you trying to talk on me like I done did something? Yeah, I've been doing all this and I got the tears up. Yeah, I said it, I reveal it. All these kids, they want to talk up on my bro, so they gon' feel it. I got autism and ADHD, yeah, you know I feel it.
I hope you people found it funny. Alright, so before we get into our battle, just to surmise this whole episode, we have a clip to share from you from a white content creator.
So the white man is enacting a story all over the world. We left our homes and flooded the world. We smothered culture. We smothered knowledge. We erased history and rewrote it our way. Myself, my grandfather is 100% Ashkenazi Jewish. Claiming to be Jewish, Ashkenazi Jewish is just a conspiracy. White men claiming to be of tribes of Israel when I'm Germanic, I have no ties to Israel, no ties to Judaism, it's a loosely written history that's been whitewashed over for centuries, and, it's... From the Renaissance. Oh yeah, right? You wipe everything clean. It's funny how, exactly, the Renaissance, it's this rebirth, but it's white rebirth. I think at the same exact time that Renaissance is happening, Columbus is sailing to America and committing genocide.
So in that vein, with that as a plateau for us to start from, would you like to read out our battle statement?
White people have allowed black people to live and adopt their culture. White people should be allowed to copy and imitate black culture.
Okay, I'm for and you're against.
Yes.
Who's going first?
For.
Okay.
Goes first.
My thing is this. As a black person from the Caribbean, I was moved here. Well, I wasn't moved here, sorry, let's go back. My parents came here and started a life anew in England. And the very first thing that my nan adopted was a love of fish and chips. She absolutely loves English cuisine. She tended to make it instead of Bayesian cuisine after a while. And on Sundays, we used to have Yorkshire pudding with some sliced beef and mashed potato, or roast potato, sorry. Like, don't want to be blasphemous. We often had chili con carne on a Wednesday. I'm from a part of Islington where everyone talks like this, and so I started picking up this accent too, because I'm actually from Leicester and I don't have a Leicester accent at all. And none of my parents had a strong West Indian accent. They all have a very English accent, and sometimes my mum role plays into Leicester accent and sometimes pretends to be Bayesian. I'm just saying that when you come from the land of the hot weather into the cold weather, you can definitely emulate and pretend to be like white citizens and adopt a white and stroke Caucasian society perspective. And I think that at the end of the day, if we've done that over time, then why can't it be done the other way around?
Okay. The reason why it can't be done the other way around is because the historical context of white people taking over people's lands and stealing is the theft of people's identities, erasing it, and then being like, when you actually rise from the ashes and create your own culture, they're like, I want to steal that as well. If you don't have a history of thieving consistently and just through hundreds of years, maybe we could have an exchange of cultures, like truly, like let's say Japanese or Chinese people who like perming their hair and having afros. Maybe we could actually have that cultural appreciation, like you're actually like, this is new, I want to try it. But because of the oppressive stance that white people have ruled over and under and kiboshed for a long time, that's why it's not a fair exchange, and you cannot take from black people because it's appropriation.
I think that we have to really understand what's happening here. You know, when they say things like they take our jobs, we took theirs. We took their jobs when we first came over. That was a very, very big problem for the black community. We came over, we took their jobs. And so we have continued to take their jobs. At the moment, if you go on to the trains and the buses, blackface everywhere. Every single advert, one after the other, is of a black person on TV. Like Nasty, you know, across from Kelly Brook, you know, Nasty, whatever his name's, Big Nasty, you know, and then you've got these other sort of like black people doing the Sainsbury's adverts, you know, and the black families on the IKEA adverts. Every second, all of a sudden, we are the majority in this country because of media. And I'm a bit baffled because I've never seen so many black people on TV in my life. So I don't know what we're talking about here. They've taken our... Look, when BAME started, the first thing I heard is they're taking our jobs. And they were really, really offended. There was a couple of people that actually went for the same job and then didn't get it because of BAME. Yeah? And this is real talk. I'm not even joking now. I'm being real, yeah? They literally was like, they got picked because they're black or an ethnic minority for the job over a white person who obviously had the talent.
And so, damn Skippy right, that shit should take place every single day. You can't be going into other people's lands, stealing the people, stealing their stuff, raping them, pillaging, taking them to another part of the world, and not expecting that you owe shit for what you did. Yes, your ancestors did it, but you are reaping the benefits. Of course, we have to try and level it out. That doesn't mean that just because we are leveling things out, that you now can try and steal a culture that rose up from the ashes and was created for black people to feel solid and actually have something that is their own. No, you cannot have everything. This planet is not for you. As the indigenous brothers and sisters say across the world, you guys are the newest humans on the block. You don't rule the world. Not everything is yours. No. You cannot take people's cultures. And I'll say it again. No, you cannot take people's cultures. Just do you and owe You got to pay back what you've stolen. You cannot continue to steal. It's not the same.
Yeah, Beyonce, stop doing cowboy music. Thank you.
That cowboy music is
She
actually
has got
black
a blonde wig.
music.
She's got a blonde wig, and all of a sudden she stopped tanning. I'm gonna say stop tanning, yeah, because everyone's trying to say she's bleaching, yeah, but I stopped tanning, stop using tanning lotion, and now all of a sudden she's like, wearing Levi's.
I don't know what she's saying, Beehive. If you want to be her space, she be cool, okay?
I don't mind.
And in closing, white people, you have no rights to anybody else's culture. You have you not stolen enough? I'll leave that for you guys to answer. Truly.
In closing to my argument, I feel that the world is our oyster, and people should be allowed to borrow, steal, and abuse whatever kind of experience they want to do in terms of the arts. If they want to use it to their advantage, right now we're using a camera. I'm sure we didn't create the camera. So I think we are literally in this space of, you know what, we are all influencing each other. And some people are doing the other way around, and black people are acting like white people. I think it is what it is. And I'm quite flattered, actually. Thank you for making us amazing and making us look like as if to say we're the best thing since sliced bread. Keep copying us, we need it.
I just want to interject. You were like, right now, we're using a camera. Did we make a camera? I'd like to tell you that George Carruthers, 1939 to 2020, is the inventor of the camera.
I knew it! The thing is, I knew it!
I'll go back to my... And in closing...
I knew it! The thing is, when I said it, I went, Sherona, it's a black guy that... Shut up! In closing to my argument...
Big up, George.
Yeah, in closing to my argument, the world is our oyster, and we should be able to borrow what we need to borrow from everybody, and really we should start taking from them. I'm not going to do the Irish jig anytime soon, but yes, we should be taking from them.
Okay, right. Guys, you know what you've got to do. No, you can't. No.
Taking them men first. Yeah,
we've done final words. Guys in the chat, you know what you've got to do. You can sound off. Say who won. Are you for Team Sherona?
Thank you.
Are you against? And you're with Team Nana. You know what you've got to do. So let's have it, flood the comments. Let us know who won that debate.
That was hard.
Tell us what the founding statement was again, please, producer Manny.
The founding statement that we have been debating was, white people have allowed black people to live and adopt their culture. Therefore, white people should be allowed to copy and imitate black culture at will.
There we go. Let's go.
I fed up his house before. White people on the devil. Argument right now. He went. He just sounds so.
Just want to say no white people were harmed in the making of this podcast.
No.
And just so you know, I love white people.
I mean, we've got white friends.
We've got white friends. Yeah.
This is.
I've got a white family members.
This is just content. Remember, this is just a podcast, guys. Okay, this is just purely for entertainment
When did you become Donald Trump?
just I wanted to appeal to them because I feel like some of them are going to be in our comment.
You're going to copy, innit? You've got to copy someone. I loved it. I enjoyed it.
Right, so honourable mentions. I would like to big up the Burkina Faso president for telling the French to piss off in a royal way. Literally, they have removed French as the official language of their country, and they're also changing all of their legal regalia to traditional wear. I love that, and I wish for the whole of Africa to adopt this stance as well. Get rid of all of the colonialism. Definitely.
My honourable mention is an old one, but it's still a good one, is the independence of Barbados from the UK. Mia Mottley at the helm. So I'm bigging up Mia Mottley for being the pioneer that she is as a black female in Barbados, leading the way and changing the Caribbean as we speak. I know there are other islands who are looking at me and like, wow, you've done what we all want to do and doing it well. can I just say, it's very expensive in Barbados, yeah? But she's doing it very, very well. And so big up to her. And love my Barbados.
Yes, yes. Let's keep it going, black folks. Let's stay real. Right.
I'm so the worst for all of this. I'm telling you.
This is a joke. Let us know what you think. This is our 3rd episode. We will see you next week for our 4th episode as well. Remember to follow us on all the socials and subscribe to Meant to Excel as well. And we'll see you in the comments. Bye.